You know, most people think fermented foods are healthy. And yeah, they're everywhere: kimchi, miso soup, kombucha, even cheese. They've got that gut-friendly image, right? But what if I told you some of those foods might actually be feeding cancer cells? No, seriously. The stuff we praise for boosting our microbiome might be giving tumors exactly what they want in certain conditions. Now hold on, don't panic. We're not here to scare you. This isn't some viral health conspiracy video. We're going to look at real science, no hype, no fake cures, just facts. So let's start at the beginning. Fermentation is one of the oldest food tricks in the book. Humans have been using it for thousands of years. It's how we got beer, bread, cheese, soy sauce, kimchi, even chocolate. Basically, it's nature's way of preserving food, and sometimes even making it taste better. But here's where it gets interesting. Fermentation happens when microbes like bacteria, yeast, and mold break stuff down. Sugars usually turn into alcohol or acids. Proteins? They can be broken into amino acids, that's the tasty stuff. But if the wrong microbes show up, that same process can lead to rot and toxins. So sure, fermentation can be healthy, but only if it's done right. If not, it's just fancy rotting. Controlled chaos. A science experiment that went too far. Now let's talk about cancer. People dealing with cancer often have weak immune systems. Their digestion can be out of whack too. And that's where fermented foods can get risky. Here's why. Some fermented foods, especially homemade or unregulated ones, can carry biogenic amines. Think histamine or tyramine. In small amounts may be fine. But too much? Headaches. Blood pressure spikes. Not fun. They can also contain mold, the kind that produces aflatoxin. And that one? That's a Group 1 carcinogen, confirmed by the World Health Organization, linked to liver cancer, among other things. Plus, these foods can cause gas, bloating, inflammation, which is a bad mix if your gut's already struggling. Now, just to be clear, we're not saying fermented foods cause cancer, but for people who already have cancer or serious digestive problems, they might cause more harm than good, especially when eaten in large amounts or without knowing where they came from. Now, on the flip side, fermented foods can also be amazing. Kimchi, yogurt, kombucha. They can boost gut bacteria, help with digestion, even reduce inflammation. But not all fermented foods are created equal. There's a huge difference between well-made, properly controlled fermentation and stuff that's over-aged, full of mold, or hasn't been pasteurized. It's kind of like the difference between lifting weights and falling down the stairs. Same body parts involved, totally different outcomes. If you're healthy and your gut is working fine, yeah, go for it. Enjoy that kimchi taco. Live your best probiotic life. But if you're fighting cancer, you gotta be more careful. Look for pasteurized, clean label products. Avoid the homemade stuff unless you're 100% sure how it was made. And definitely talk to your doctor. Now, cheese lovers, this part might sting. Some aged cheeses are high in things like tyramine. Again, not usually dangerous, but they can be a problem for folks with migraines or people on certain medications, or those with cancer-related detox issues. And then you've got miso, soy sauce, fermented tofu. These are made with a mold called aspergillus. Sounds scary, but most commercial brands are safe. Still, the homemade or long-fermented kinds, they can get real salty, real funky, and not in a good way. So here's the deal. You don't need to be terrified of fermentation, but you do need to be smart about it. Modern medicine doesn't hate fermented food. Actually, plenty of studies say it can help better gut flora, lower inflammation, stronger immune response. But that doesn't mean it's for everyone. In cancer care, gut balance is fragile. Too much good bacteria at the wrong time can still cause problems. So the golden rule is simple. Know your gut, know what it can handle, and respect it. Here's the bottom line. If you're healthy and feel good, eat the kimchi, drink the kombucha. You're probably fine. But if you're immunocompromised, going through chemo, or just have a sensitive system, be careful. Skip the raw cheese, ditch the sketchy miso, toss that old vinegar you found in the back of the fridge. Fermentation is like fire. It can cook your dinner or burn your kitchen down. It all depends on how you use it. Fermented food is a miracle of nature, when it's clean, safe, and right for your body. But if your body's already dealing with cancer, that miracle can become a risk. So no, cheese isn't evil. Kimchi isn't poison. But in some cases, they might not be your friends. Be aware. Be selective. And remember, you are what you feed.